Hello everybody, this is my mother's meatloaf coming back to you guys with another video for Gmod. I know I haven't done a video in a while for Gmod. I know the last ones I made were 4 years ago, I think. And they were on the crossbows that I made that used a well design to fire bolts or anything else you put inside of the barrel. But these are a few siege weapons I wanted to show you guys. I've been wanting to do something like this for quite a while, each individual design that is. The main problem I have is that Wiremod, with the recent Wiremod at least, more recent Wiremod allows me to actually duplicate these without there being any kind of impending damaging results from the welds flipping out and whatnot. That was caused from the older version of Advanced Duplicator, but since Advanced Duplicator 2 has been released, there are no longer any problems. I will put download links in the description below for all of these if you guys want them. Keep in mind that you will need Wiremod and Expression 2, as well as perhaps S-props. For only one of these that I'll explain later on. And yeah, you'll also need Advanced Duplicator 2, because these will not work in Advanced Duplicator 1. If you try and use them in Advanced Duplicator 1, you will get a lot of errors. So yeah. Anyway, starting from the left is my Ballista. What you have to do is when you spawn it, you have to unfreeze these bits right here, just the middle spring parts, the arms, and the entity markers. Don't unfreeze anything else, and you want to make sure that the sling is as well. After that, you should be able to pull it back, or not. What Advanced Duplicator has a lot of problems right now. Especially the second one, where it causes a lot of Wiremod entities to subsequently become broken. So what you need to do is you need to go into your wire tab and you need to select entity marker and you need to reset the entity markers. So I'll be doing that right now. After the entity markers are reset, now you will be able to pull it back. Now, all of these contraptions, except for the Ballista, do make really annoying looping sounds. Of course, I made these in a server, so they weren't quite as annoying whenever I was in the server, but for some reason in single player, it loops really fast, so you get the loud, annoying 1 millisecond looping. But anyway, press this button right here to pull it back, and you press this one to release it, or to fire it. You can pull it back as far as you want with the Ballista, at least, but the other ones have the other torsion-based designs have a lock on them, which I just have not done for this one yet. So I'm going to get a bolt and fire for you guys. Alright, loading was pretty easy for that. Alright, and to fire, just make sure that the arms and the middle parts, oh, well that was a misfire. Let's try that again. So yeah, that was my my bad. You aren't supposed to unfreeze the middle parts, considering that E2 chip is freezing them, so try not to touch those if you can. But anyway, let's fire this thing. Now, as you can see, that did go a little far. Clearly it's not going to go as far as my other catapults, but you guys can mess around with the design of the arrow or the bolt and see if you guys can get any better results than I'm getting. I tried using fin tool on the bolt it didn't, it doesn't seem to really help too much. But yeah, you guys could try messing around with it, see if it, see if you guys can do any better with it. I will provide this in a download link as well. Now, moving on. Next design is a Onager. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a torsion catapult, a Roman torsion catapult. You have to do the same thing you did with the ballista. You have to unfreeze the pieces, make sure they're all unfrozen. And it's the same concept. You press the green button and it's supposed to pull it back, and it's not doing it right now because I have to reset the entity marker. So I'll just do that right now. Again, it's got a really annoying looping sound. For all you E2 junkies out there, if you want to, you can go ahead and edit the E2 file and see if you can get it to not act so retarded. But after it is locked in place, you pick up the crate here, which is the latch release, and you then put it onto the arm carefully without getting yourself killed. Put this into place, and then you want to get yourself a nice projectile. I'll use a cinder block for an example. You can use anything as long as it doesn't exceed the boundaries, the length boundaries of the sling and the width boundaries as well. You also want to make sure the weight is somewhere between 100 to 300 pounds. Anything higher and anything lower will probably not go as far as it's intended to go. So yeah, make sure you set it to something reasonable, and try to also put it in the middle if you can. That always helps it do like an arc a little bit better. I'll put a trail on this so you guys can see it, and now make sure that the arm and the latch is unfrozen, and I'll fire it. Look at that thing go. Now, I don't know the exact power and the range on this thing, but I do know that a lot larger flat maps, it can throw objects pretty far. Next one is a Mongonel, or for short, it's basically a Onager, but with a catapult cup on the end of it instead of a sling. Now, the only difference between this one and the... Oh, I gotta reset the entity marker. Only difference between this one and the Onager is that this doesn't go as far, and the chip is a little archaic, a little old. It's when I was first making it, so it will... if you keep pressing it, it will go all the way back, and it will look all derpy. So try not to do that. I probably, whenever I put these up in the download links, I'll probably update this one and make sure that it uses the same chip this one does. But yeah, let's go ahead and fire this. Now, Mongonels, keep in mind Mongonels were used in the ancient Roman era to hurl fireballs and dead cows that are riddled with disease and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, you see it didn't really go as far as it could have with the Onager. Next one's Trebuchet. Doesn't use any of the designs that I had just shown you. It uses a weight and a grabber to pull on the object. Now, it is a little finicky. It does have a tendency to not throw. So in this example, if it doesn't throw, then yeah, I might do another video where I'm showing it actually doing a throw. But you might have to mess with the E2 a little bit. There is an arm angle variable that you have to change, and the arm angle is the point of release, the point of release that Trebuchet releases. So depending on how heavy an object is, you might want it to release a little bit later, or depending on how light an object is, you want it to release a little bit early. So it does take a little bit of messing around with, but when you can get it working, it does work extremely well. So I'll just get this all set up for you guys, and I'll be right back with you in a second. Alright, everything's set up, and now we will see how this fires. If it does fire. Alright, as you guys saw, it did release a little too late on that. So what I'll do is I'll go into the E2 chip and I'll change the value so that it releases a little bit early. Alright everybody, now it's ready to be fired. Actually, no it's not. Hold on a second. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. It was, the angle of the arm was not set right. Keep in mind you do have to spawn this exactly the way it is, and you do have to fire this exactly the way it is, otherwise it will not work out right. But anyway, let's see how this. And that's where it landed. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'll leave download links in the description below. If you like this video, please check out my other videos. I have some videos on, have a video on slinging. I have a couple of other machinima based videos, and I also have older Gmod videos on crossbows. Or on my crossbows. So if you guys like those, please check them out. Or if you guys like this, please go check those out. And subscribe as well if you enjoy them. Thank you, and have a nice day.